episode I have a random versus orc. I'm going to draw Night Elf. And this game you might have already seen. I titled the replay kind of what happens in it. But like I was talking about in some previous games, I am trying, or I have been trying, to make the Firelord work. And I feel like the Firelord is kind of legitimate against a Blademaster. So I've been experimenting a bit and using the Firelord first against Orc and trying to get away with some kind of greedy plays in order to make Soulburn viable, because Soulburn is just so effective against a Blademaster, right? Damage over time, 50% damage reduction, and silence. So there's no wind walks in the fight. His damage output for 7 seconds in the fight becomes significantly smaller, and it takes damage over time, which is great because the Blademaster always seems to get away with 10 health. So I'm trying to make it work, and I feel like Gnoll Wood is kind of an amazing map to get away with it on because it's just so big, and there are so many item camps like right here and these ones, which the Blademaster is attracted to, right? I'm against an Orc, and I feel like it's very, very positive EV for an Orc player in order to... I'm tripping over my words here. I think it's really positive for an Orc player to come here, creep this out, grab an item, maybe buy a circlet and sell a teleport, run here, creep out another one, get the item, and then come harassing, rather than coming to harass immediately. What that means is I have a little bit of extra time for my Firelord to take off, because one of the major downsides of going Firelord first is that he's so vulnerable early, right? He can't handle a Blademaster and a Grunt early on. So I'm going to try and combat that by doing a Huntress build, which is very strong early. So once I have gotten situated, a Blademaster and Grunts are not going to be able to beat a Firelord with 2 Ancient of War Huntresses coming out. So in the mid-game, Orc starts taking over when you're doing this, and you need to expand or you need to bridge out. But in the early-ish game, like not the very early, when he could come harass me immediately, but he's not doing that because he'll be creeping the item camps, hopefully. In the early game beyond that point, the Huntresses have such an edge over Grunts that the hero is kind of negligible. So I'll be able to outproduce him and take control of the early mid-game, and hopefully expand from there, bridge out, and see what happens. So that's what my kind of play is. I want to make the Firelord first work, and that's what I'm doing here. So I have my 2 Ancient of Wars going up. I have my Hunter's Hall finishing here. I have a nice clean wall once I build a moon well here, so that the Orc player will not be able to bypass and attack my main or harass my Wisps. And I'm just going to try and do some light, easy creeping here with my Firelord. Again, I don't want to run down here because this is probably the second creep camp he's going to be coming to, right? I have scouted. I see he's doing some weird thing with a War Mill out here. So he could be towering, he could be going headhunters, we'll see. But I know that if I go here, I'm kind of leaving myself vulnerable because, number one, Firelord cannot creep that by himself. Firelord struggles to creep this by himself. But number two, if I'm struggling to creep this and drawing the creeps back and the Blademaster kills the creep here, gets the item, buys a circlet, runs north, he's going to get the creep kills, he's going to maybe kill my hero, he's going to force me on the back foot, and from the rest of the game, really, I'll feel like I'm on the back foot, I think. So instead I'm creeping this, which I know is not a great play, right? I'm falling behind by creeping this while the Blademaster creeps some of the stronger camps, but at least I'm able to get away with the Firelord first, at least I'm safe. If the Blademaster shows up, he's going to steal, what, a level 1 Poacher experience. He's going to put some damage on my Firelord, but I'm near Moonwells. I have a pretty good base. He's not going to be able to kill me right now. So by doing that, I bought time. I allowed my Huntress to come out. He didn't scout me creeping, and I'm able to come down here and now start looking around because I've got Huntresses. And now that I've got Huntresses, I don't feel like I'm in any danger. And look at that. So his Grunt is here scouting it out. He probably would have been on top of me had I gone to creep this. So creeping the green camp worked out. And I'm feeling confident enough that I can creep this, or that I'm going to creep this, even without, or even knowing that the Blademaster is aware that I'm in this area. So I came up, I bought Dust of Appearance just in case. I think I'll use it here. Hopefully I'll use it at the right time. Either way, I'm also going to buy Boots of Speed. I think those are really important on the Firelord, especially in this kind of map, because, again, the Blademaster, as much as I want to say Soulburn is a counter to the Blademaster's damage output is still really hard for a Firelord to deal with, especially if you don't have Boots of Speed. With Boots of Speed, the Firelord is actually a surprisingly quick hero, and really difficult for even a Blademaster to take out. So I scout him here. I see headhunters, so he looks like he's doing some kind of mixed strategy. I don't know. He's doing something a little bit more out there, but Fuckler, sorry, forgive my language, is a strong player. He's highly ranked on Azeroth, and I've played a number of games against him, so he does know what he's doing. Either way, I'm coming in. I wanted to try and chase down that headhunter. Instead, I got a nice grunt surround, which I'm very happy with, because grunt surrounds are not my thing. Surrounds in general are not my thing, so I was quite happy to get this one. It's a nice little snag. Puts him on the back foot a bit, and I know he hasn't crept this yet, which it looks like he might be trying to, going headhunters. But the fact that it is a mana fountain and not a health fountain makes it a little more difficult for him. Also a little less intriguing for him, right? So I'm coming in scouting. I see he's tier 2. He's getting a second hero. He's got a really kind of weird base here. Left this all open, so I'm going to try and exploit this later in the game, I think. But right now I'm just running around, still creeping out easy things, not taking too much damage on my units, trying to really play safe. I started my tech, so despite going for Huntresses on 2 Ancient of Wars, I'm teching before expanding, I'm teching before coming anywhere close to 50 of 50 food, because for the strategy, I really, on this map, I want to make use of Sentinels. I want to get a second hero, so I am going to pick up a Priestess of the Moon second, because as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Scout against an Orc player. I'm a huge fan of range units, Huntresses, Archers, and Siege units against Orc, and the Priestess obviously caters directly to that. So I'm making that kind of play, and I'm going to expand here. So I've crept out a couple things. This will get me level 3. Notice I did get Lava Spawn as my second skill rather than Incinerate. If any of you guys have been watching my games or watching me stream, you'll see that I do go Incinerate second a lot of the time with Firelord against Orc, because I've been getting Archmage or Bloodmage second to try and siphon him mana and just keep spamming spells. But as Elf, I don't think I have enough access to mana to use Incinerate, so I wanted to get Lava Spawn so that they could help me creep in this phase of the game, because right now Soulburn is doing nothing for me. At least with Lava Spawns, they'll absorb some damage, they'll give me some extra damage output for creeping. But once the fights start getting into the later stages, I'll probably be cutting Lava Spawns. You won't be seeing many of them. I'm really trying to use the Firelord for Soulburn. Either way, I'm up here, I'm creeping this, I'm going to expand here as soon as it's down. So halfway to tier 2, 38 of 40 food, I've got a good number of Huntresses, I'm going to lose my Lava Spawn for no reason. Shouldn't have let that happen. I see over here there's a bunch of Headhunters, so I'm feeling a little wary, because Headhunters are not fun for Huntresses to deal with. But at the same time, it means he's not going for something super standard, so I probably don't have to worry about a big tier 2 push coming my way. He's probably going to be going to tier 3, trying to get Berserker strength, right? That just seems like the typical play. So my thought process now is, there's the expansion I was talking about. My tech is coming up. I'm going to be getting my Priestess of the Moon as soon as possible. And I think I'll be building another Moonwell, there it is, to get me to 50 food. Even though this will also get me there, I'm supply blocked now. I want to be able to jump up as quickly as possible. So I think it's worth it. Moonwells in general are just great to have as defense mechanisms, and as, well, defense mechanism might be the wrong word for it, but you know what I mean, as a defensive tool. I see that he's crept this, which is nice. It means he's creeping in this direction. It means he's not creeping down here probably, so he probably hasn't expanded in either of these two spots. That's what I'm thinking, because if he's creeping this, then the next spot is maybe here or here, because he's going Headhunters as well. Maybe this spot, maybe this spot. But either way, it kind of indicates to me that his army has been in this area of the map, and that this is probably still largely uncontested. Obviously, that's not true, or necessarily true. There are very many ways in which he could have gone down in this way and then crept this, but that's kind of what it indicates to me. So I'm going in, I'm going to try and do some harassment. I talk about it all the time. Sorry, I keep pausing it. When you expand, attack, because that means he has to deal with your army and his base. That means he has to be about as far away as possible from your expansion. And that way, hopefully I'll be able to buy enough time to get it situated and start the money coming in. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm moving into hit. Maybe it's a little greedy, because I am revealing that I've got a lot of Huntresses and that I'm very vulnerable to Headhunters. But at the same time, again, if he's attacking my expansion, it'll force him back. If he's about to hit my base, maybe I'll be able to force him to teleport. And that's what I'm hoping for here. So I'm coming in. I see that he is going tier 3, so I was right on that. He's going Shaman. I don't know that, of course, at this point, but he does have a Spirit Lodge up. And I wanted to try and force a teleport, right? There are enough burrows. My Huntresses are very, very vulnerable to piercing damage, so I don't want to overcommit. I just want to keep them away from my expansion. If possible, I want to keep them from creeping. If possible, I want to force him to come back here so that that wasted time on both of our parts. I don't even have to kill anything, but the wasted time for me running here and running around in his base and attacking his Voodoo Lounge is ultimately better for me because I'm expanding. And I'm quickly going to pop open the Fog of War just to see where he is. Oh, look at that. So he's creeping this. He has not crept this camp. He has not crept this. Nope. Nope. So he's kind of doing what I said, right? He crept this. This I crept out earlier. This has been crept. I'm surprised he didn't go for this one yet. But either way, and he's coming here. He's got level 3 and 1. Really good items on Blademaster. And no teleport, because he did sell his teleport early on for the Circle of Nobility. So my push is doing exactly what I hoped it would. It's putting pressure on him. He's creeping right now, so I'm going to be able to kill something here. So the gold he gains by creeping, I gain in him losing a Voodoo Lounge. The experience he gains in creeping and the item he gains are kind of... That's big. That's big for him. He's really going to benefit from the item and the experience. But at the same time, I'm going to take out a barracks. That's going to slow his production. That's going to ultimately force him to build another barracks, which is 150 or 180 gold, 50 wood. And because he didn't have a teleport and his army isn't that maneuverable, he has no raiders right now, I'm able to just run away. So this, I think, really went well for me. Even though he was able to creep out the fountain, I'm still doing really well. Over here, he's just got a Spirit Lodge. I'm sure he's rebuilding immediately. Up here, I do have tier 2. I am building my Priestess of the Moon. My expansion is just about to finish, and I'm sure I'm going to be gearing up for 80 of 80 foods shortly. I'm building a 3rd Ancient of War because, again, I'm going for my Huntress Archer strategy against Orc players. I feel like it's very effective. And by building it here, my rally points are a little more messy, but it's an added defense against an Orc player. Now, if he comes in, he's just got to be a little more cautious before completely swarming my tree, right? It blocks them off, they'll take some more damage, absorb some health. Just in general, it's a good play, I think. Meanwhile, I'm down here, going to creep this out quickly while I'm able to. I know that he chased me this way, so my biggest fear at this point is that he's coming to attack. Because if he comes to attack me, I've taken a lot of damage, I'm out of position, so I'll have to teleport, and wherever I teleport, my Huntresses will be clumped and not necessarily easy to heal, so... Creeping this was a little bit greedy. That said, I did buy myself a little time earlier. I was kind of confident he wasn't pushing right away because he had seen me come down this way. And he was probably wary about me coming to attack. So maybe he's creeping here. That's what I'm going to call. Boom! And he's creeping here. How do I know? Because he saw me run this way, right? So he probably still doesn't have a teleport. No, he doesn't have a teleport. So he had the option to try and run north and attack me. But if he did that, if he gets to like this point and I run back in here, I can put more damage on him, I can pin him in his base, I can maybe kill his Voodoo Lounge again, and he's going to have to run back, and I'm gaining on him. So it makes sense that he ran this way to chase me back, and he's creeping this because he knows that if I try to come this way, he'll be able to scout me, he'll be able to fight me, his army might be creepjacked, but at the same time he has access to a mercenary camp, and my army is very vulnerable to headhunters. So it makes sense that he went in that direction. I bought 2 healing scrolls, maybe excessive to use this one right here, but I used it right away. And on my Priestess, I have some really good items already. That's a lot of damage output. I think I got Scout first as well, which is probably a mistake. I think I should have gotten True Shot. He comes out, he scouts me. I cast a Soul Burn on the Blademaster just because, and now I'm going to pull back. It's not a good spot for me. Look at his items here. He's got some insane items. This is a dangerous Blademaster, but with Soul Burn level 2, despite all of these items, -4 damage. So Soul Burn is really effective. It's negating all of this, and he's not able to cast Windwalk right now, although it's going to be passing soon. So I decided to turn and put some damage on him. I think that might be dangerous because he does have such a I counter to my army coming up right back here, but I wanted to try and push the Blademaster back. So I throw some damage on him, I force him to run away, and then I'm going to run away myself. Yeah, 1 Huntress down. Oh, I got another soul burn, but I'm going to lose at least 1 Huntress. Just one. Okay. So I lost 2 Huntresses total. Blademaster's chasing me, but he's using his mana. He's not dealing a whole lot of damage here. I think he might get 1 more Huntress kill because I'm not great at the game. Nope, not even. So another soul burn forces him back. I've got Scout out, so he can't come to harass me. And let's look. So again, he's coming. He's got great items. He's got plus 20 damage. So soul burn is doing negative 24 damage to him. I'm losing Huntresses. This one's very weak. That's clearly his target. But I'm going to try and put some damage on him because I can see him. And why let the Blademaster run free? He gets the kill. Big soul burn. Put some damage on, and that's going to be a kill. Look at the damage. And then he has Healing Wave. Who gets Shadow Hunter first or third with Healing Wave as the first skill and has unlimited Healing Waves? So he played that well. He's low on mana. He's low on health on his heroes. At least low mana on the Shadow Hunter. But he's got a really scary army against this, right? I've got some Huntresses. I've got an Archer back here. My expansion is just really coming online now. How much gold have I mined? 700 gold. So my expansion is only now equaled itself out, right? 340 gold plus the cost of 5 wisps is 300 gold, so 640 gold, and the gold mine is missing 700. So I'm just now profiting from my expansion 5 minutes ago. And I didn't even take into consideration the wood that was lost in creating this. So, you know, I'm at my most vulnerable right now, but I'm coming online. So I've got to hold this fight, and if I hold this fight, then I'm in a good spot. Unpause. Fog of War. I don't need to speed it up. Why am I doing that? So my thought process here is, again, be careful. I have moon walls at my back. Try and throw damage on the Blademaster to force him back, because that's still the scariest thing. And Soulburn has done really well here. Kept that Huntress alive, but I'm just taking way too much damage from these ranged units, these headhunters. Another one goes down. My archers are starting to do alright. I did summon a lava spawn, and it's working. He hasn't used Purge on him yet, so that's alright. Got a kill, and now it's trading blows. Without the Blademaster here, we can kind of just trade back and forth, and if he's losing Huntresses and I'm losing, or sorry, he's losing Headhunters and I'm losing Huntresses and Archers, ultimately I can outproduce him right now, and I have Moonwalls at my back. So even if we're both leveling up, it's better for him, but I have the expansion, I have more production, and my units are going to be coming back to deal with him much faster than his are going to come to finish me off. So I'm just going to try and buy time here. Blademaster is healed up again. He must have had a healing salve on him somewhere. And now it's my level 4-1 against his level 4-3-2, and he has an army. So it's not looking great at this point. Big soul burn. Start putting some damage on the Blademaster again. He's taking heavy damage. He's forced to run back. And now I can start putting some damage elsewhere. So I summoned another lava spawn. Maybe unnecessary, but I was kind of panicked. And I've pushed him back. So ultimately, he killed a lot in that fight. He's got better hero levels than me, but I have expanded. I'm pretty confident he hasn't. I have a bunch of units over here because I didn't rally properly. And now I'm at 50 of 70 food to his 40. So I've got the food lead, I've got the economy lead, and he's got the hero lead. Let's keep watching. Any tech from me? No, I'm just building up some more. I think I was afraid at this point of him coming to attack, so I didn't want to move out just yet. I do have a teleport and potion of invulnerability, so my heroes are pretty comfortable. And I've sent out a scout, so I know that he's not waiting just outside my base. So I'm able to run down here. I think I'm going to creep out this camp if possible, try and do something sneaky. Pull the creeps here so that I can stand here, and if he comes to harass, I can either teleport, I can run over this way, or I can run that way. The 3 options are really big. Also, I have the scout to move out and make sure that I'm not about to be creep jacked. So, Priestess of the Moon is really coming in handy here. I'm going to get level 2 in True Shot Aura, which will really start pumping up the damage of my army. And the Firelord is now in a pretty comfortable spot at level 4. I'll be able to spam a lot of soul burns at this point. The Blademaster, for the most part, is not going to be able to cast Windwalk or deal max damage in any of our fights. So we're moving out this way. I know that he's trying to creep that, so I'm following behind, and I'm going to try and force a teleport again. I think. Yep. So I could have come for the creep jack, but again, his army is so strong and so ready to crush mine that instead of going to fight it, I decided I would come here, force him to run back to base, force him to rebuild some buildings, force him to waste gold on a teleport maybe. And I find a Tauren Totem, which is scary, right? I feel like Huntress Archer is tough for an Orc player to deal with in mass. Once you hit that big, massive group, it's really hard for them to deal with. But Bloodlusted Tauren are going to counteract that pretty hard. So I know he's coming at my back. I don't want to fight him right now at all. So I teleport away, and that's fine because I have such a gold advantage because I have an expansion and he does not. I'm almost positive he doesn't have one here. I should have scouted, but I'm feeling very confident. I know my units or my army is starting to get out of control. I'm going tier 3. I'm at 73 food now, and I will very shortly be at 80. My priestess, you want to get her level 3. It would be nice to have level 3 or 5 on my Firelord. But either way, we're coming into another fight, and I think this one, although not a great engagement for him right now, should definitely be starting to look like it's in his favor. Right? He's got Bloodlust. He's still got level 4-3-2 to my level 4-2. And I don't know. I think it just clearly looks like he's got a superior army here. But let's watch the fight. I think I'll immediately cast Soulburn on the Blademaster again. And he dies like it's nothing. And that's a big kill for me. Big War Stomp here with Lightning Shield. I gotta say that's really cool that he decided to play that strategy with the Tauren Chieftain. But I'm able to focus fire him away. And now I just outnumber him. And it's going to come into trading blows. And when it's trading blows without a Blademaster, archers are going to win this fight. You can kill as many archers as you want. I have an expansion. I have 3 Ancient of Wars to your 1 barracks. I can really melt these headhunters. Granted, he still has Shaman as well and Kodo Beasts, but my production still is way faster than his, and it shows. I quickly push him back. I silence the Shadow Hunter, so I'm able to get the last few kills without a healing wave. I don't know if that was effective. I don't know if it really made a difference, but that was my thought process there. And now I've successfully thwarted that push. That went through like it was nothing. Unrallied Huntress, good times. I lost a lot of units. I'm down to 63 from what was 80 going into that fight, I believe. But he's lost more. Let's check him out. He's at 40. Loses a Kodo. Still trying to build a Tauren Totem back because of that kill. Because I didn't go for the Creep Jack. Because I just came to kill a Tauren Totem. And now he's way behind in terms of his tier 3. Meanwhile, I'm still feeling comfortable. I'm at 63 of 80. I'm going to pump myself back up to 80 of 80. I got level 2 True Shot Aura because I feel like I'm ahead. I don't think I need the extra damage output right now. Don't get me wrong, the extra scouting right now. The extra damage output, I think, just outweighs it because I'm able to lean on him and I have vision everywhere that I need. I still haven't scouted this, which is bad, but I'm just so confident he has not expanded. Buying a teleport, probably. Yep. So I know better players frequently don't move around the map with a teleport because they're able to, well, they know their unit speed, they know their positioning, they're able to maneuver effectively enough that they can get around without a teleport. I'm not good enough for that, so I try and make a point of having a teleport, especially in this spot because I know I'm ahead and I know the only way I can lose is if I just take a bad fight and I'm overwhelmed. So, well, not the only way I can lose, but one of the big ways I can lose. So the town portal is 350 gold, but at the same time, it just gives me that freedom and that flexibility to kind of move around aggressively and know that I can escape if need be. That's what I did here. I came in to try and see if I could poke in, kill something else, but I saw that his army was still there, and I do not want to engage his army right now. I absolutely do not want to engage his army in his base. So I just pull back. I'm finally scouting. Sending that owl scout. I'm going to see nothing here. Setting up some sentinels, I think. That's what this guy is going to be doing, or this girl is going to be doing. Boom. Sentinel there. Expanding here just because I can. And I want to, if he's coming to attack this or he does something cheesy to destroy this, I'll have a backup. And yeah, my scouting is going very well. Another sentinel. And I think this is going to give me vision of essentially every map, or gold mine on the map. Yeah, except for this one, which will be scouted right now. Yeah, perfect. So things are looking good. I'm sending out another owl scout down here. I will have this one just track his army and basically be a map hack. And he's got a scary army. He's got an army that will absolutely smash mine if it can engage cleanly. He's got, I've got level 4-3 to his 4-3-3, so he's still got a hero advantage, but my economy advantage is really taking its toll at this point. This will be massive against my army. Tauren will do really well, especially if he has Pulverize. Bloodlust will do really well. But look, he's moving out to attack me. I see the path he's taken because of my map hack owl here. And so I'm going to go attack him down this way. I'm going to force him to run back to his base. I'm going to force him to teleport. I'm going to force him to sustain heavy losses. So even if he decides to keep going forward and to attack my base, I'll be able to kill a couple burrows before I teleport back, and then he'll be operating from behind going into that fight. So I get one kill. I know that he's coming. My scout had just disappeared. I teleport away. And I see Burning Oil, Tauren, Bloodlust, a lot of stuff going on. So this is going to be a tough fight coming up. This is going to be a big, big tough fight for me to deal with. I'd much rather at this phase in a game be going up against Raiders and Spirit Walkers. That army would be much, much more vulnerable to the damage output here. But Tauren with Bloodlust and Pulverize are a scary thing for Huntress Archer to deal with, as we all know. So I know his attack is coming. I see him gathering here. That's why I've broken upkeep. I just want to pump out as many units as possible right now because the push is coming and I'm going to be losing a ton of units, right? As soon as he comes, I'm going to be suffering losses, and so the menial amount of time lost in high upkeep versus low upkeep here is worth it for the extra production of those reinforcements that are coming my way. My expansion here is up. I'm building some wisps. And this is probably his all-in. So another thing I want to talk about is I've split my army up here. I think my archers are actually using the hide command, and I'm trying to get them to come across this way so I can engage on like a flank kind of position. We'll see how it works out. Let's see, and yeah, so I did. I might have jumped the gun a little bit here. I probably should have waited for him to engage a little further. But I jumped the gun, and now he's got this army against this. Looks like he's way ahead. Looks like he's way ahead. But Soulburn's doing pretty well. I've got level 2 Soulburn still only. 1 heal scroll. Threw away 2 Huntresses like they were nothing. And finally I'm going to engage. My Wisps are coming in to try and dispel some of this stuff. I got a Tauren kill. And things are starting to look okay. The damage output from the archers is wearing down the front lines. Blademaster's coming in. I just cast, is that level 3 Soulburn? It's still only level 2. I didn't skill it up properly. But now his damage output is nullified. Over here, the Tauren Chieftain's taking a ton of damage. Big heal scroll from me. And my archers are still just dealing a ton of damage. Soulburn, that's level 3 Soulburn. Healing Wave is not enough. 1 hero down, 2 heroes down. Use my Invulnerability Potion, and look at this! Like, I looked way behind going into that fight. I was behind in terms of army composition. I was behind in terms of hero levels. I was behind in terms of people would assume that even if I were ahead in hero levels, a Firelord Priestess is not a great combo. But I wiped the floor with that guy. That fight, I lost every Huntress, and I think I kept every archer alive. And look, he calls good game, and he's even going to make a comment about how can't believe this works, but it does. It does. It's just about surviving that far. And the Firelord, you know, again, maybe I could have won this game without a Firelord. Maybe he wasn't the key point here, but I think he did really well. I think Soulburn was really effective in a couple fights. I think the Blademaster was really taken out of a lot of fights there. He wasn't, like, I didn't get many kills with it necessarily, but how many times did the Blademaster have to run away rather than pick off another archer or two, right? Especially when combined with Scout. And he leaves the game, and I pick up the win, and we'll see. This is definitely where I ended up winning the game, that gold mine category. But still, this is fun. I know I posted a replay not too long ago that was also Elf against Orc, and I was doing the Priestess of the Moon, Mass Huntress Archer strategy. So I'm doing, kind of repeating myself there, but I'm trying to do it with a Firelord, and I thought this was a good game to showcase that. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Questions, comments, criticisms are welcome. Everyone, Happy New Year. If I don't see you, if I don't talk to you, if I'm not streaming, whatever. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Either way, have a great rest of your day.